tutorial. In the last one we did the startup of the UH-1H Huey. On this one, I'm gonna, instead of taking off, I'm gonna do a little bit of weapons tutorial on how to set up and get everything going. So, first we're going to open up our radio menu, F8 for ground crew, rearm and refuel, and that'll bring up your mission resources window. So, we have 6 stations on the Huey. Station 1 is on a wing pylon, Station 2 is on a wing pylon, along with 6 and 5, and 3 and 4, these 2 center ones, are our door gunners. So we're going to do M60 door gunners for this one, and we're good with our loadout and everything else. And pay close attention to this part right here. This is your total weight and max weight. So we're 8358 pounds out of 9502, which is the maximum. Try not to get close to that or exceed it. It'll make it really hard to fly.
Request rearming.
And we wait for them to rearm.
Copy.
And notice when it gets armed up, 2 guys will appear back here in the gunner positions. That's weird because my experience with Blackhawks, the door gunners sat directly behind the pilots. But in the Huey, they sit in the far back behind the passengers, which is a little different. And then we have our 2 gunners with M60s. And they should finish rearming in just a moment here. And
Rearming complete.
Down here in the cruise status, we have left-hand gunner hold, 100% ammo, and his bursts are short. Right-hand gunner hold, 100%, and his bursts are set to short. We can change those. So, if you do Control 3, left-hand gunner opens his door and readies his machine gun. That's return fire for his ROE, or rules of engagement. He'll only return fire. But free fire will engage at will. Do the same for left hand. And put it back to hold and close the doors. I used Alt 3 and 4 and Control 3 and 4 changes their ROE. It's set up to free fire and then cycles. Alt 3 and 4 closes the doors and automatically puts them on hold position. And with Shift 3, you can burst long or short for both of them. And that is how you get your door gunners operating. And they'll engage targets however they see fit. It's return fire or free fire. So, close those doors one more time. Let's open up our rearming window once more. Move the payload on both of those, and for these, put M134 miniguns on the stubby wing pylons. And then here we have a ton of different rockets. I typically, on a standard mission, I will go with the 19 pod of 2.7-inch rockets. That's really up to personal preference. I like to have more than these are high explosive. These are white phosphorus, and then the 7 on the XM158 pods. These are M261 pods. On the 7-pack pods, they have high explosive, white phosphorus, parachute illumination, practice smoke, practice rounds, and then Mark 5 AG. But I'm going to go with the 19. Notice our weight now is 9398 out of 95. We're going to
request rearming.
That's also
Copy.
a thing we want to take into consideration is the weight limitations of the Huey. So we're going to be pretty heavy. It's going to require a lot of collective to take off, but we should be okay. And while I'm going through all the loading, let's talk about some other things. So I have my controls set up differently. Let's see. So Shift M will bring your
rearming complete.
Sight mount on, and Control M will turn on the reticle on and off. That can also be done using switches here. That stows it, and this switch right over here on the back turns it on and off. So you can just hit this switch to drop it, and the switch is on. I'm not really centered. There. If we center our view, it'll put us back where the reticle is centered. Just be aware that when you tilt, you lose your reticle. Just for reference, I'm using the Track IR head tracking on my setup. I don't really know. Alright, so let's stow that for now. Let's look at the weapons panel. First things first. This top panel here, if we can zoom in for you. So you don't need the jettison unless you have some issues. Right here is your rocket pair selector switch. You can right click that or left click that to increase and decrease the rocket pairs. Make sure you have this set before you take off, because otherwise you're not going to fire any rockets. And then here is your armament switch. Bottom is set for your miniguns. Top is for rockets. You just click that back and forth. And then your armament select gun switch, right, left, all. I have it set to all. Then you have your armament main arming switch, safe, off, and armed. And that will allow you to fire the weapons. So, we are ready to engage some targets. That's just basically using the reticle and firing, making sure that you choose your different selection for different weapons. And so back to safe. And that is how you load out on the Huey. And we will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.